Alright, playing another Lantern League. These leagues tend to go long, but they're pretty enjoyable. Pretty enjoyable for one person. This is acceptable. Removal spell, bridge. Bit land heavy, I guess, but at least ruins has some utility. Might make mono green a bit scary in standard. It's kind of hard to cast in mono green at the moment. I don't know. Depends. Is this blue white control? Oh, it's Merfolk. Not Merfolk spirits. Good Merfolk. I'm being silly. It's been a while. It's been a while. Alright. Are there required cards to have in the opener for Lantern? You're much more inclined to keep an opener if it has Merfolk in 2019 spirits. Clearly spirits. You're much more inclined to keep an opener if it has a bridge in it or a way to find a bridge. Because typically that's the card you need to find most quickly in pre-board games. But in general, like, as long as you have a good mix of, like, as long as your hand lines up well against something, you can normally keep it. Like, if you could imagine that the hand lines up well somewhere and can, like, develop reasonably without too much difficulty. I guess I might as well mill them to gain it. No, I literally have ruins in my hand. What am I doing? I should be milling myself. Ooh, this is a nice one. This is a really heckin' nice one. Oh yeah, I enjoy playing against it too, Alex. The games get, like, very weird. Kind of fascinating sometimes. Okay, might as well hold open trophy. As long as they don't have a spell queller, we're in a great spot. Even if they do, we can trophy the spell queller. So there's also a chance they just spell queller my cage if they have a lot of Cocos in hand. Be kind of aggressive, but there's a Coco. I don't really care about it because I have this cage coming. It also just, like, incentivizes them to queller my cage, which would be nice. Oh, ruins to rep not having a removal spell. That's kind of fair. It's kind of fair. Decent point. Yeah. You're right, BT. You're right. I agree. When I was trying out spirits, I found, like, any deck with Ensnaring Bridge in it just terrifying to play against. I feel like this is kind of case in point. Bridge is a pretty egregious magic card. So I kind of want to stop the Geist attacking, so I guess I could trophy. I'm gonna get down to 2 cards in hand. Anyway, I guess this is fine. I'm just gonna draw. I'm gonna take some damage. It doesn't even matter particularly though. Just doesn't even matter. With the bridge down, I guess it matters against Noble Hierarch specifically. But they didn't play one yet, and we have the Shredder to keep them off it. I think the game is just over. We've reached the end game. Also, like, this kills a Noble Hierarch essentially. Yeah, Fair kills a noble too, exactly. That's why I think I'm pretty happy destroying the Fair here. Yeah, Assassin's Trophy also like weirdly solves a bunch of problems the deck used to have. Okay. Because the deck used to struggle against the card Gideon Juror a bit. There were just like a bunch of like weirdo cards like Gideon Juror that you needed to be able to remove, and you could like technically answer, but this, at the very least, this makes it way less time intensive, which is nice. Yeah, it was quite obnoxious, Lassie. I'm gonna mill the Phantasmal Mage. I think it's way better than like most of the cards in their deck, because if a noble ever sneaks through. Yeah, Gideon like kind of low-key mattered because of the emblem. I guess I'm just milling because of the Trials emblem. So if they could like deal with your Pyrite Spellbomb some way, or like if you'd already used up all your Pithing Needles or whatever, the game would just be over. I'm just gonna mill myself. I just don't want to draw running lands with this bridge in play. I don't think that Phantasmal Mage actually matters that much. We can keep them off Hierarchs pretty well anyway. Oh my god, Phil. Wow. Almost a full set. Nice Grafdigger's Cage. Nice Grafdigger's Cage. No, they had 3 Cocos in hand and we had a cage in play. That's what actually happened. Fountain's actually good against Noble Hierarch. Weirdly. Oh, and we probably want Decay for Queller. There we go. I'm not sure how good Brutality is. Maybe Brutality's... Yeah, they probably have Night of Autumn. That's what they're currently playing in that slot. Yeah, I think Brutality is just bad. I agree. I brought it in because I'm too used to playing against humans where it's like really good. It does kill Noble Hierarch, but we can deal with those, I think. Needle is not great. It does hit Canopy, so I think we probably want like one of them. I don't know how I feel about Spellskite. I imagine it's bad. It's like much less efficient than Welding Jar. I think I like the cage. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I think this is decent. Night of Autumn's always working for the other team. It's such a tilt. They print my invitational card and it just destroys everything I love. This does not have a bridge. It's like pretty good outside of that. Don't know if we can keep this. It's very good at protecting a bridge too. The Inquisitions buy us a lot of time. This might be a mulligan. There's like no obvious route to bridge. or like even to help us there particularly, but I'm gonna keep. We've now officially lost a Teferi emblem in play. How did that happen, Lassie? Strange world. Never mind, we now have a clear route to bridge, because we're great. Mausoleum Wanderer, huh? That's actually pretty annoying. See what's going on there. Interesting. They were Coco. That's pretty rude. So just take the image, right? So it can copy knights and such. And then if they don't cast this Wanderer, I get to take it from their hand. And all we have to do then is grind through the Coco. Awesome. I just want to draw land, so I'm just going to fire this off. Suddenly Lily, thank you so much for becoming a Knight of Autumn. You great. Everyone get some love in chat for our new subscriber. It means a lot to me. Thank you for the support. Oh, they spoiled Simic Legend and its birthing pod. It was so hype. Tilt, Cage. Not quite on time for the Coco. I think we're gonna be fine though. As long as we find a land soon. Oh my god, or going ham with the Stone Rains to celebrate. So you're saying all we need to do is draw a land. Sounds doable, maybe. Come on. Come on, land. Come on, land. Come on. Yeah. Making this way too much of a sweat. Not like this. Not like this. Oh my god, not like this. They have the Noble Hierarchy once we get a bridge down, too. We have to mill. I don't think we can we? I guess the more Bauble cycles. I guess the Bauble cycles. Whir gets around the Queller, but Whir needs to find a Pyrite Spellbomb. Yeah, I think we just have to try and draw a land here. Awkwardly. Okay, I think we're in a great position now. We're so lucky. They get to make a mighty 3/3 that can't attack through this bridge. We're even drawing a land next turn, so now we can Whir for Pyrite Spellbomb to kill the Noble Hierarch. Not that there's any particular urgency to do that, I guess. Oh, land worth a fountain. Also adorable. This kills the Noble Hierarch. So I guess I kind of just want to draw this. Right? Might force me to mill the Disdainful Stroke, which is like a bit of a problem. Let's play Bridge into the Queller. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I feel like they're not meant to Queller this, weirdly, once they see the Abrupt Decay, but... Right, am I milling this Disdainful Stroke? Because I have this Whir in hand I would really like to resolve. I feel like they don't actually have that much in their deck that punishes me, because Knight currently doesn't do anything because of Welding Jar. So, I kind of like milling them. Right, that technically answers the Abrupt Decay, I guess. Fools are we. Remember the good old days when this deck runs Sun Droplet? Now you get a 1 mana Sun Droplet, kinda ish. Yeah, Queller's gonna snag the Decay. This is getting awkward. Bunch of ways. Okay. This might also be incorrect. Yeah, we can whir past Queller. We have to do it now because of the Mausoleum Wanderer. I guess I'm just doing it now and finding the pseudo Sun Droplet. To turn off the Noble Hierarch. And then I think we're fine after that point. I thought it was getting awkward because I was thinking Pyrite Spellbomb to answer this, but the fact that we can get a Sun Droplet thing actually solves everything pretty nicely. Fountain of Renewal. Ooh, this is a nice one. At the very least, it's going to get the Queller out of that hand. God, this new set is so hype. They've kind of been knocking it out of the park the last few months. Alright. Just like keep jamming spells into their defenses, I guess. Oh wow, they let this resolve? That's absurd. That feels really incorrect to me. I don't know. I don't know. Letting me have the second Shredder probably means they have no hope now. They're getting revealed in a bunch of different places, Clacker. Twitter is like the main one, but then you can find them on like sites like Scryfall, Mythic Spoiler, and such. Once they're revealed. Value doesn't really matter, but I'm not convinced they have that many cards in their deck that do matter at this point. I guess that is one of them. That is, in fact, not one of them. Alright, this is gonna pop the Mausoleum Wanderer. Or it's gonna resolve. Either or. Scryfall is amazing. I only just started using it recently, but they do such a good job on it. I started using it for to find images from my YouTube videos, because like there are a bunch of cards where like it's actually surprisingly hard to find a decent image of the card art. And Scryfall tends to just always have something usable. Yeah, it's strictly better than Gatherer. It's really impressive. Right, opponent is super dead. Especially getting the 2 Stonies out of their deck. It's pretty huge for us. It's like so many outs gone. The Crater Hoof Pig is just a rare. Jeez, people are gonna die to that in Limited so much and be so tilted. Especially if there's like any decent mana dorks in the format. That sounds like a nightmare. Getting like a bit aggressive with the mills now, but I feel like it's pretty hard for us to lose from this point. I kind of just want to end the game. Smash this city to pieces. That is definitely what that rare does. Alright. And Pyxis. Just get rid of both cards because I don't really want the Sanctum either. I think we can just like afford to get aggressive and get rid of the Queller. I don't really think there's much that actually punishes us left in their deck. Yes, Queller also doesn't really do anything. Alright. There's only even 1 Whir left in my deck, so this also just does nothing at this point. We kind of just have our kill on board. This Fountain of Renewal has been so nice, letting us get around the Selfless Spirit. Otherwise we might have lost to the Noble Hierarch, but instead the Noble Hierarch is just like not mattered. Card has actually overperformed my expectations by quite a bit. Okay, get rid of the Coco because I can find a knight. Kind of just going through the motions at this point. Opponent should be dead pretty soon. Like with 4 mill rocks in play, they have like about 5 turns. 5 draw steps. The most you get to enjoy your victories for a long time with this deck. You're not wrong, Squirmet. Once you start winning, you get to win for a long time. Just really insists on making more creatures. Turn the corner and coast, yeah. It's like, no joke, legitimately part of the reason I enjoy control decks. Much more than aggressive decks. With aggressive decks, you like kill your opponent really quickly, or you spend ages dying. Whereas with control decks, you either like die quickly or you get to spend forever winning. It feels great. Like losing with an aggro deck can feel really demoralizing, whereas like losing with a control deck is over nice and quickly. Yeah, that too as well, Alex. You just get to this point where like suddenly your actions don't matter with control decks. You get to like mess around. Alright. 1-0 in our league. This hand is excellent. Inquisition into Bridge is kind of the dream opening. Or is this a shadow deck? They're gonna Inquisition us. Thoughtseize us. Pretty gross. This matchup is scary as well. Games are like always really intense. Yep, so this takes the bridge. Do I want to blind activate Pyxis? Not really. Cage is like pretty important. We have one of those in our deck somewhere. I don't really want to start blind milling them because they have Faithless Looting in their deck, I think. At least not at this point. There will be a point when we do start just like aggressively shredding their deck, but I think we can wait on it for now. Okay, here comes the shadow, or the angler. Scary. We do need to find a bridge soon. Or a Whir. Right. So I can counter a Snapcaster. Just like nothing. I'm gonna upkeep Trophy the Fish. Oh, I could also mill them to try and surgical their Stubborn Denials. Doesn't sound particularly great. Yep. Denied. I'm fairly sure the surgical is just getting saved to counter a Snapcaster or get rid of a Faithless Looting. One of those two things. Also a world in which we draw a bridge and then we probably surgical the Stubborn Denial if we do that. Alright, I'm just going to get rid of these Stubborn Denials because I want to resolve my bridge. Board, it's like very hard for them to remove this. Cool. How do they know we have the bridge? Oh, did they look at our top of our deck? I think they looked at the top of our deck. I'm going to assume they looked at the top of our deck. It's like the only sensible choice for them. So they knew what was coming. So what did we do earlier when we played this matchup? We brought in Welding Jars. Spellskite's iffy, it's probably not good enough. Unmoored Ego seems really bad. You only want one Pithing Needle for engineered explosives, but you definitely don't want two. I need to respond to a thing. What else am I cutting? Pyrite Spellbomb is really bad. Cage is actually good because of Snapcaster. I just have to respond to something one moment. Sorry about this. That was my Skype. Right, what's the final cut? Is Eco that bad? They don't have that many threats, that's true. They do not have that many threats. But I think Ego is still quite poor. They often get down a threat underneath what you're doing. It feels like. I don't know, Surgical might be better than some. Oh wait, we normally cut a couple lanterns, don't we? Forgot that we're meant to cut lanterns in this matchup. It's been a while. Because often the lanterns help them more than they help us. We like function much more like an Ensnaring Bridge prison deck rather than like the lantern-y nonsense prison deck in this matchup. This hand is magnificently awkward, but it has a Leyline on the draw, so it's probably a keep. Just because all their discard is shut down this way. Which makes like a lot of their interaction in general just not function against us. They're gonna spell what's it called, Force Spike this? Okay. That is fine. Okay. So cracking this Bauble doesn't actually give us info because they're gonna cycle the Maya, but still gonna target them anyway. Lands, please. Thank you. Okay. Definitely casting a Cage. Could probably Needle engineered explosives. It's like either explosives or Street Wraith, but aggressive. That was a very aggressive Stubborn Denial. Very strange. Well, staring contest. Please don't have K command. This might be a K command. There to protect their fetch. Excellent point, BT. Oh my god. There's this Liliana with... Okay, they're just milling themselves. I don't really know what's happening right now. Apparently not a whole lot. This is magnificently awkward. Alright. Yeah, that's a 5/5. That is no longer a 5/5. Okay. Still have to dodge K command for like ever, but Shredder's good. Okay, let's find a lantern, I guess. It's kind of weird. Normally I just find bridges and ways to protect bridges, but it feels like so hard to die from here. I just want to stop them drawing disruption. Maybe this is wrong. They're like sandbagging. Sandbagging and engineered explosives, I get destroyed, but... Or a fort scour. Yeah. She good. We can work... Oh no, our Pithing Needle's in the yard. Our Pithing Needle is in the yard. But Lily is medium versus Leyline. Excellent point. You remember how cards function. It's been a long lantern session. Easy thing to miss. Shadow Lily. So I get to eat this opal out of my hand. But that's fine. Nice discard spell. Alright, I feel like the lightning bolt is pretty poor for them, so I'm gonna let them keep that one. As they get to discard it to Lily anyway, but then I might as well mill this Inquisition since we're gonna have to discard it to Liliana regardless. Oh, I can be so greedy and try and stir for a land drop. Just like use up every card in my hand before Lily pluses again. That is very strange, Lassie. I found the matchup quite reasonable. I could get another bridge. I think I'm far enough ahead I can just get another mill rock here. Maybe that's a bit aggressive, but feels pretty hard to lose from this point. There is no fog in the sewers. They see through your fog. Cool. Opponent's fed up. Understandable. Alright. Well. 2-0. No need to get Pyxis right since we have Cage. That's true. I kind of like having one Pyxis, one Shredder as a split though, because it gives you a lot of control over, like, if you have a card you want to get rid of, you can, like, hit both your libraries at the same time sometimes. Seems reasonable. I think this is reasonable. We've got this, which is like a scry when you combine them together. This gives you a lot of selection too. So it's just like a very explosive opening too for us. Okay. Cast the Stirrings. Grab a bridge. Next time we get to do the Bauble Pyxis trick, maybe. Although that does take us off Mox Opal temporarily. So I guess I can wait. Just like cast this Cage next turn if I don't hit my land drop. Okay, didn't hit my land drop, so I can just cast the Cage. And then I can do the Bauble Pyxis trick to dig for my land. I wonder if they're on Bad Spirits. Huh. No, they are not. Terrifying. Right then. Botanical Sanctum. I would like a Botanical Sanctum. So am I Unmoored Egoing to... Oh, I guess that's a good draw. That lets me know what's going on. What on earth we're playing against. Pyxis for the Nexus of Fates. Oh boy. This hand is kind of insane against us. It's even like the Cycling Fog. How do we ever beat this hand? I guess I literally have to take the Jace. In some trouble, folks. They're gonna get to stick a search. We need to find a needle for a Scanter and somehow resolve it through the Cryptic at some point. Obviously the Angel Song is very good if we ever find a Lantern as well. I guess I get to Unmoored Ego the Cryptics onto Fairy or Nexus. I think I'm just getting rid of Cryptics for now. We can worry about the others later. I just kind of want to get rid of what we know about. Alright, I want to do this first though. No, if I let them untap and they have a blue source, they get to have Cryptic up. I just have to get rid of the Cryptics, I think. Means that we won't have perfect info, but well, they do have Nexus of Fate, huh? It's kind of exciting. They have 4 Nexus of Fate. I'm gonna do something a sec. Kinda want to play this deck. So I'm gonna save a copy for myself. Alright. least they have a lot of air in their deck. They also have a lot of very scary planeswalkers, though. Please don't play a planeswalker. Reed faced this on his latest CFB video. It looks delightful. Looks truly delightful. We played something similar a couple months ago, but it didn't have Nexus of Fates. I think we ended up cutting the fogs and just trying to take like infinite turns without them, or something like that. Inquisition. So they don't get to flip search next turn. We have to find a blue source to find a needle, basically, at some point. What is this? Remand? Sure, I am happy I did not cast the Inquisition first. Didn't cast the Inquisition first because I wanted max info for my Inquisition, but also just paid off for that reason too, because of Remand. Okay. Oh god. Okay, well, they have a bunch of Nexuses in hand. Oh no, this is so bad. Now they flip the Azcanta, and we die. Like, functionally die. They get one Azcanta activation in, but I think that's too much for us to beat at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Wow, the Angel Song was perfect. Alright, I think... do I have to sack the Lantern? Guess I have to. I don't think I can win this game anymore. I'm now too far behind. Gotta have those Nexi to beat Mill. Oh my god. Matchup does not seem like the easiest. It doesn't do much yet, but they're gonna get Anna's counter activation at least. And that's if we draw the blue source next turn. And if at any point they draw a planeswalker with yeah. I'm just moving on with my life. I don't think I can win this game. Okay, well that was something. That was certainly something. Cut these bridges. Cut this Pyrite Spellbomb. Cut this Grafdigger's Cage. I think Surgical is just worse than Unmoored Ego, probably. Witchbane Orb seems awful. Trophy is not the best, but I think it's like we need to be able to answer Stony, right? Which means we need Trophy and Decay anyway. It has like some utility against yeah, we need the Third Needle, agree. Has some utility against their enchantment ramp effects. Surgical Nexus in response to the trigger Kappa. Yeah, that works. So the final slot is like a Tez or a Brutality. Tez seems kind of like a quality of life thing. Brutality can take Cryptic, which is like a bit annoying. Sure. Alright. I'm not convinced I even want to be on the play in this matchup, but I guess I'm going on the play. I'm gonna play the Lantern turn 1, so I have perfect info after I Thoughtseize. They don't have anything scary they do on turn 1 anyway, so might as well just get perfect info. This is not a particularly exciting one to draw, but I guess we have these that can dig for lands, so we're fine. Search. Okay. Just gonna fire off this Bauble, dig a card deeper, get more info. Okay, Darkslick Shores is nice. So I'm just gonna lead with Thoughtseize. Jesus. So many Planeswalkers. Alright. Guess I'm taking this negate. Actually, I can take the Jace and Inquisition then negate. That seems better. Then I only have to Needle to Fairy. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Jace and I can Inquisition the negate next turn. Then we're just gonna mill this stupid Ascanter. Okay, Time Warp's not too scary. Actually not in the worst position here. We need to get a Needle down at some point soon, but we could Ego the Teferis. I'd rather Needle them if I can. But we're gonna see what happens. In our next in our stirrings and next couple draw steps. Honestly, this game's really close to over. Seems like getting that way. Opal lets me fire off the stirrings this turn, which Island doesn't do. Oh wow, such bricks. Okay, bricking like that definitely hurts a bit. I will say that much. If we need to Ego to Fairy, we can. I prefer to avoid that if possible, but interesting. I have a fetch, I can't afford to mill myself here. Right, blue, black. I guess I'm just gonna Ego to Fairy. It seems to be where we're at. If they draw well off their one mysterious hidden draw. That is unfortunate, but seems like the correct play at this point. Just take that risk that the one blind card they hit is good. If it isn't, then we're like absurdly ahead. Okay. If I Ego Jason to Fairy, yeah, it probably gets tough for them. Agree. Definitely gets tough for them. They have 2 Jace left. They have 2 Stonies as the only sideboard cards. Okay. That's a Jace, so I have to mill that one. Okay, okay. Gonna do it upkeep. They drew a Nexus of Fate. Oh, we could name something else before naming Teferi to stop them drawing into the other thing. That's true. That's actually a fair point. We have to stop Ewit from attacking. We have one bridge left in here somewhere. Right? Okay, remand. Cannot afford to mill this because they have a fetch land in play. Yeah, so just let them cycle their remand here since we have to get through it at some point. And Arbor Elf is a pretty poor card for them to draw. Another Nexus. Sure. This matchup's weird. Ah. God damn. Okay, I have the Abrupt Decay in hand. Yeah, for the Abrupt Decay. I think we're naming Jace. I think it's very hard for them to win without a Planeswalker or an Escanta. Okay, we have the Decay for the Stony. So it's not actually such a big problem. They do get to cycle a couple Nexuses. They get to look at a couple cards here, but again, not the end of the world. That's one we have to mill, I believe. So they get to see two cards that we have very minimal say over. Because they have two Nexuses. Oh wait, the Nexus was going to shuffle. I'm so stupid. Oh, that was awful. What am I doing? I forgot the Nexus doesn't function like Time Warp. Yeah, you're right, Alex. That was heinous. Damn. I am out of practice. I'm so rusty with this deck. What do I do now? Do I just have to sack the Lantern? This sucks. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So now we need to get really lucky. We have to set an upkeep stop because we know we have a bad card on top of our deck. Sick. I have nothing. I know I have a bad card on top of my deck, so I have to mill myself. Ancient Stirrings is perfect. Pyxis, Inventors Fair. So, if I take Inventors Fair, I can tutor for Lantern again. I need an artifact to do that, but any artifact does it. Get rid of that Jace's. They only actually have one Jace left. We actually have one Jace left. Did I beat the we did beat the Oath of Gideon deck, Dokamoy. And confirmed lifetime undefeated against Oath of Gideon. They only actually have one Jace left, whereas they have two Ascanters. I think I meant to name Search for Ascanter, probably. Weirdly. It's like just as unbeatable as Jace at this point. Arguably better than Jace, but they have more of them. What card beats us in this matchup? Just them going with like infinite turns and killing us with mana dorks probably at this point. I feel like it's pretty hard for them to do that now. They have to basically draw their Jace to do that. So they're on like one hugely impactful card and a few other cards that kind of do stuff. We are, Cambo, we are. Alright, I could Codex Shredder something back, but I don't think that achieves much. I could Shredder back Ego. I do have to beat these Arbor Elves at some point though. I think it's more responsible just to keep the Shredder in play. Milling them seems good. They have no regrowth effects anymore. I guess it makes their deck more Nexus heavy. But I'm not too worried about dying to Arbor Elf beats. Oh, thank God. Now we get Lantern. I can just Unmoored Ego Nexus of Fate. Lock them away. Here comes the Nexus. Right. Okay. So now I get back Lantern. I hope they don't have a Cryptic. And then we need to start setting up towards finding a bridge and getting that going. The Fair helps a lot with that though, so... Oh, I'm stupid. They had the Nexus turn. Yeah. At last, Daniela, at last. The Lantern stream people have been practically clamoring for. Good to see you, Daniela. Pithing Needle was nice. So we can also tutor for a bridge. I don't feel like there's actually an urgent rush for that now that we have the lock set up. Oh my God. Alright, go to 8. Maybe I don't need this Pithing Needle. With the lock set up, it's so hard for them to draw a Jace anyway. I should probably just be responsible and fetch a bridge. There's like low-key an argument for milling the needle so that I can rebuy it with Academy Ruins later. This is a nice one. Please no Cryptic, thank you. Like that, the game was most likely over. I know, right, Branch? The biggest of moods. I kind of just want to know what's in their hand. That's probably ridiculous, though. It probably doesn't matter what's in their hand at this point. This card's pretty good. If they've not interacted with us properly by this point, then their cards are irrelevant. 1 and 1. Alright. I guess I'm running it back. I didn't see much that would like change anything. There are a bunch of like marginal things in the board, but that we could hypothetically bring in, but I think I like this setup. Unmoored Ego control. You know what we're about. I think this is a keep. Obviously we lose if they have a Stony, but Shredder plus Bauble plus Stirrings digs for lands really well, and Pithing Needle is very good against their deck. So I think I meant to keep this. Oh, no worries, Other Autumn. Utopia Sprawl resolves. Oh my god, Luke Tog. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, I'm gonna do the Bauble Shredder Scry trick. Hopefully see you next week. Hope you have a nice day. And that, like, doing your stuff goes well for you. Fertile Ground, okay. It's like a bit scary. They could cast a Perry or Jace next turn. They also have Remand up to help a bit with that. Bit scary. Darkslick Shores is perfect. It's like want mana sources. Mana sources and discard spells pretty much. Okay. Just gonna play a Pithing Needle. They did not counter it, that is great. Let's just name both Jace and Teferi. They'd have played in as counter if they had one. So seems pretty good for us. All 7 of their planeswalkers shut down. So now we just need to beat. Oof, haven't you seen this matchup before? That was a slightly different deck earlier, but they are not dissimilar. Inquisition, oh that is great. I get to know what's going on in their hand. That is what's going on in their hand. Strange world. Name Cryptic, yeah, the cards that matter are like Cryptic and Discanter. Interesting. I think blind. No, we have one Pithing Needle left. I don't want to do this blind because of the Pithing Needle. Okay. I'm just gonna upkeep Whir to try and find Lantern, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to let them draw off these Nexi. So I'm not particularly interested in using the Unmoored Ego on them yet. We're gonna counter this. Rude. Remand. Yep. That digs them for their lands really nicely. Please no Stony. Right. That is not ideal. I'm gonna name Cryptic Command, and then once that means the only cards that matter are like Arbor Elf Beats and Azcanta, and we have the Whir to answer Azcanta. I believe that is correct based on what we saw in their deck last game. Yes, their deck is Jaces are dead, the Teferis are dead. Search is live, but we can Pithing Needle it. And they only have one hard counter to stop the Pithing Needle, and they have no way to remove our artifacts from play. Cool. I think we're like miles ahead at the moment. Be very surprised if they win this. We have to start dig through that remand at some point, but missed the Nexus of Fate. I'm not sure what you mean. I hit the Cryptic Commands. The Nexuses don't matter. Let's pretend we're getting a bridge. Oh hey, that's great. Clear the way. There's the Azcanta, but we're about to name Azcanta the Sunken Ruin. So I think I can just take the remand and go find a Pithing Needle. Well, maybe this is wrong. Maybe we're just meant to get a bridge. If they can't remove our artifacts from play, they can't actually beat that, right? The Azcanta doesn't do anything if all their other cards are dead. Huh. No, I was just meant to get a bridge. Well, we got this Academy Ruin, so if we ever draw a bridge, we can start looping it. So we're gonna get, hopefully gonna get one in play, but that was incorrect. The Azcanta just didn't matter. Because they can't remove our permanents from play. Yes, I take the Bauble. No worries, Master. Easy mistake to make. Alright, they get to cycle these Nexi. Luckily the medium beats take a while to kill us, so hopefully we're not punished for my punt. We have a Abrupt Decay and a trophy. Or if we ever draw a bridge, the game ends. If we ever resolve a bridge, I think the game just ends too, so either or. Like, I've made the game tougher than it needs to be, but I think we're still pretty big favourites. I'm just like not used to playing against Nexus of Fate in Modern. Makes games weird. We do need to exile the Nexi, but I think we have all the time in the world to do that. Like, I don't think the Nexi actually matter. We get rid of them at some point. As long as we're alive, that's what matters. Another stony. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Hope I don't get punished for not getting bridge. That would be kind of sad. Well, that's true, we actually only have 4 minutes and 51 seconds to do it. Correct. Fair point, well presented. So relevant draws are like Decay Trophy, Free Whirs. Oh, we only have 1 bridge left though. So we have 6 really good draws. Out of 39 cards. Okay, Trophy and Decay are no longer good draws. This like kind of helps them because of the Heath. It's not clear that I'm even meant to cast this. Yeah, it is 100% air. At some point they find a mana dork to kill us with. Is my fear. Yep. I only need to take 18 turns. That's a pretty good one, if it resolves. Remand. Oh, negate. At least the negate's out of their hand. They now have no answers to Whir left in their deck. So now Whir is essentially lethal. I am going to be in Prague. Laugh. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully see you there. Ooh, this is the Nexus. It's getting scary. That deck is getting really Nexus heavy. I guess Unmoored Ego is also a really good draw. Actually. We have 3 egos left. So we actually have 7 really good draws that probably win the game. Cool. Do come say hi. I love meeting new people. It's always great. It would be great to see you. Yeah, Nexus. Every Nexus is like a cantripping. It's basically a needle drop, right? It's basically a needle drop. Literal needle drop. It kept on top. That's terrifying. It's like an explore. I mean, it's dealing a damage. This is the thing. Yep. Go ahead. Oh, huh. I hate it when there's justice for my misplays. This is a little rough. I just didn't recognize that bridge was game ending. Opponent is over 1%. They're probably like 10% or something like that at the moment. Maybe a bit higher. Maybe it's quite a bit higher than that, to be honest. They're like 25% to draw a Nexus or something like that every turn. Yeah, it's much more. How's the stream been? It's been sweet, Skara. It's been nice playing some Lantern again. It's been too long since I last played this deck. %, each turn. I mean, they have 4 Nexuses though, so opponent's favored. I think that might be the case. Okay. I suspect this is game over. If they don't have both Remands in hand. They need literal both Remands in their hand. Oh my god. Like that, the game ended. I believe the game is now functionally over. I don't think they can actually kill us anymore. Whereas we can kill them. Because we have a bunch of Unmoored Egos in our deck. Alright, that answers one Stony. Yeah, we use Ego to get rid of the next eye. And then they just like deck out really quickly. We also have exactly 2 answers for their 2 Stonies, and they have no hard counter spells left in their deck either. Just gonna go ahead and do this so I can F6. Only way we lose now is time, I believe. Oh, they could hit Eternal Witness to rebuy the Stony. That could maybe give them a chance if all our Egos are like the bottom 3 cards of our library or something. Yeah, the needles are on Ascanta, Teferi, and Jace. Okay, there is 1 Ego on the bottom of our library. Which is fine. I just don't think they can actually physically win anymore. Oh, choosing random order there is bad. Yeah. You're correct. Yeah, I think it's very unlikely to matter. We've been through most of the stirrings anyway, and there's Egos near the top, but you're correct that it's like technically reasonably incorrect for that reason. Okay. Just keep casting stuff. Make sure never to have a card in hand. Well, there's the E-Wet, so they now have Stony no matter what. Which is annoying. We sure can see the top cards, we sure can. Lantern makes some very weird games. No, we have an Unmoored Ego for the Nexus of Fates. We have 4 Unmoored Egos in our deck. There are still 3 remaining. We fine. We are 100% okay. We just have to F6 a lot. Yeah, we have 4 Egos. So, we should be good, Skura. We're trying them out. They've been like pretty good in the deck so far, honestly. I just need to cast that to get it out of my hand. It doesn't really matter if I take anything. Their cards don't have text anyway. Hoping it ends in our favor. It should do. I'm not. I live in England. Makes playing SCG events pretty challenging. I would love to play it. It would be awesome, but like the SCG events just seem excellent. I would love to be able to attend them in general, but I'm just not able to. Oh, there's the Unmoored Ego, right? Well, there's... Oh, we found one. Sick. Alright, this should be game over. What would I play if I did? I'm not sure. I'd probably Tron, just because it's the thing. It's like the tier 1 deck that I'm most familiar with. But I'm not really sure what I would play. I would like to be able to play KCI, but I've like never practiced the deck before, so I think KCI is a really excellent choice. Oh my gosh. Well, we messed up. It did not matter. KCI's Buster is really strong. It's really, really strong. Alright, I am gonna head to the bathroom a minute. Quickly run an ad whilst I'm out. Wait, did it just start on its own? So I'm just checking something quickly. Right, I'm gonna head to the bathroom in a sec. Then we'll hop into our final 2 matches with 3-0 for Lantern Control, which is like pretty excellent. Love this deck. Back in a moment. It does not. Alright, I am back. We are now 3-0 with Lantern. Deck is wonderful. Maybe I'd just play Lantern if I was at the SCG this weekend. Maybe I'd just do that. See you, Lavina. Have a good day. Oh, Shadow's massively picked up in popularity. In my last 5 leagues online, I've faced it 5 times so far, I think. Maybe it's 6 times. I think I faced it 6 times in my last 5 leagues. It's just like really, really popular at the moment. It's pretty good against the Phoenix decks, seemingly. And a lot of the decks like humans and spirits that used to beat up on Shadow, especially humans, like really had a downtick in popularity because Phoenix is so good against them. So yeah, Shadow's becoming a lot more popular. Chalice is busted against this deck, Lassie. Agree. This is like legacy deck curve. Yeah. I know, so the problem, Alex, is Thing in the Ice is really bad against Shadow because they have Fatal Push and Dismember. So like if you have a really Phoenix heavy draw, you can still win the games, but if you have like one of the draws that's really reliant on a Thing in the Ice, it's like pretty hard to beat Shadow because they're so good at answering your threats. And if you ever try and like race them, you often end up losing too, because your Phoenixes are just growing their Shadows for like the swing back. So it's actually I think Phoenix is actually a slight underdog in the matchup. At least slight. It might be more than that, but I haven't played it enough to give like a more precise reading than that, but I do believe Phoenix is an underdog. Oh, Other Autumn is 100% still playing Enchantress. Yeah, if you play Surgical and Shadow, you're favored against Phoenix. Yep. Sounds about right. Okay. Hope we keep winning. Winning is great. If I 5-0 this league, I can like try and justify continuing playing Lantern. Much to the chagrin of my viewers. This is not ideal. Botanical Sanctum away from greatness. This is like fine. Can't cast the Stirrings, but got an Inquisition. We have like a route to a bridge if we draw okay. This is a keep. I'm gonna bottom the Needle. This is like too low impact to keep in the dark. I'm not fully up to date on today's. Oh my god, we're dead. It's really tempting to scoop so they don't know what deck we're on. Problem is they probably bring in Nature's Claims regardless in the dark. Let's see what I draw. It's like so hard to keep a beta 7 card hand put pre-board. Getting a game where I get to sideboard and they don't is actually like a legitimate upside. You just play the Shores and play the Inquisition, BT. Make them think with fairies. Huh. Would they actually think with fairies from that? Yes, fairies has been doing that more often. The Inquisition doesn't give away Imagine. Wow, that hand kind of sucks. Whir for an... Maybe I am meant to keep playing. I can Whir for a Needle. Their hand is really bad. I think I'm high enough percentage I'm meant to keep playing. So I haven't actually seen all the cards from today for the new set. But I've seen all the ones up till now. I don't really know which cards I'm most excited about. I'm pretty I wouldn't say excited, I'm really interested to see if Kaya does anything in Legacy. Because everyone was calling her awful. And yet, and like, I think she's going to be pretty bad in Standard. But I think she has a lot of potential in Legacy. I would like to see if that pans out at all. I love Dove and Bad, right? Open Barn seems like kind of compelling. Hard one to figure out. Yeah, but it's really hard to work out, right, Lassie? It's like really hard to work out if she's like insane or like kind of playable, or I'm really interested to see if she has an impact in Legacy. On a personal note, it's kind of a boring card design, but I really like the new version of Jace's Ingenuity, just because I have played a lot of Jace's Ingenuities in my life. And like that's a card I played a lot of in Standard last time it was legal. Let's find Sanctum. Like, I used to play an all blue-black control deck with, like, 4 dig through time, 4 Jace's Ingenuities. It's just, like, my life. Am I meant to keep playing? It's really hard to work out if I'm meant to keep playing or not. I think I have to be, like, at least 10% from here, right? We can keep passing or we can concede. You don't think we have a realistic shot? Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. It's so tough. Wow, we are not beating an Ulamog. Yes, we can draw specifically Thoughtseize. Right, if we draw specifically Thoughtseize, I will attempt to win this game. Otherwise, I am going to scoop to deny them info. Thoughtseize also sells fairies, that's true. I think I can just scoop this game. I think I'm like sub 2% or something. It's going to be super hard to actually win. I think denying them the info on what we're on is worth more. Okay. So... gotta sell those fairies. Oh. Pithing Needle's great. Should have all of those. Surgical's also fine. I think Surgical's like a bit worse than Unmoored Ego, but... is this surgically a Tron Man thing just unrealistic? Does that just never happen? I can imagine that this just doesn't actually happen. It's too much of a pipe dream. You have to get so lucky to mill specifically the Tron land that they need. I guess you can also just like Thoughtseize a relevant card, Surgical the rest of them. It's like a... this is probably still good, if we're being honest. Need to cut 2 cards. No idea what the final cut is. Last time we cut a Opal, so I just couldn't work it out. Everything seems kind of important in its own way. God, it still feels wrong to me to not have Tezzeret in the deck. I just don't think there's room once you have all these Unmoored Egos. think once you have 4 Unmoored Egos in your deck and 2 Surgicals, Tezzeret is like no longer the plan against them. It's also like a lot harder to win with Tezzeret since they've ticked up the number of Walking Ballistas in their deck. It's like not irrelevant. The Unmoored Egos have been like legitimately like quite impressive over the 2 leagues we've done, but they have not done much against Tron yet. Yeah, I agree, Swimmet. I think it's worth a try. Like, get rid of a Tron piece to buy time and then try and hit threats. If you get rid of 2 Tron pieces, they just like physically don't have that many lands in their deck, right? They have like 10 lands in their deck. If I was on the draw, I think I would keep this. On the play, it's a bit more awkward. Like, the trophy does like a fair amount of work once we find our black source. Doesn't have an ego though. If we want to build towards an ego, we need to like desperately dig for land drops. We have to hit 1 land drop anyway. That's like hitting the second land drop is like part of the plan with keeping this. This hand obviously doesn't have a needle. It's insulated against Nature's Claim though. I'm gonna keep it simply because I think this hand's like reasonably good, and outside of the lack of second mana, I think the matchup's like suitably challenging that you need to get lucky to win anyway. I think if we get lucky, this hand is like actively good. So I'm gonna try and get lucky. I don't believe we have any particularly like hugely important tutor targets in our deck. Blind hitting the Sanctum would be kind of great. I don't know. Maybe it's better just to Shredder. I wish World Breaker didn't exist so you could just blind shred them all the time. It would make life like remarkably easier. It'd be kind of absurd how much it would help. Get to see the hand. I got the trophy to disrupt their Tron. Jesus. That is true, Lassie. I've changed. I'm a changed person. Yeah, this is a well then. This is definitely a well then. I guess the plan is trophy a land and try and keep them off lands. Problem is they have the sphere, which means they can always tutor a Tron piece off the top at some point. If they want to. Sphere is an issue. It's certainly not the dream. are you? Somewhere out there we have an opponent. Okay, they have a Khan. They played a mine. So I guess we're killing the power plant. We have to keep them off lands. So yes, I'm doing this. Doesn't really feel like a plan, but... if I get rid of that bridge, I can never beat a creature. It's the only bridge in my deck. Again, my plan is to keep them off lands. I just don't. I can't get rid of this. It's too irresponsible, I think. The trophy's going to shuffle that library anyway. Here you go. That's good. Right, let's hit the power plants. We just have to dodge a Tron piece for a few turns whilst we build towards this Unmoored Ego. Well, there's still just a forest on top. This is so weird. Right, so that will be their 5th land. Alright. Probably... yeah. Codex Shredder is really messed up. Oh my god, Squirmit. Thank you. Thank you for going through that for my sake. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. Alright, we need to find surgical extraction. Is the plan now. Because then we can take the one out their yard. I think it's like to the point where it's surgical extraction or bust. Does that mean we have to sack the lantern? You know what? Quality of life. Just move on here. Wow. This is how our potential 5-0 is ruined. Moving on with our lives. We do that a lot here. Gabrov, we do. You hate Niv Mizzet? I love Niv Mizzet. Niv Mizzet's such a good doggo. We did not win the Tron game. We won the Tron game in spirit, in that we realized we should scoop and do something else. But we did not win the Tron game in actuality. So much for a 5-0. Yeah, it's a heartbreaking way to lose it. What might have not lost the Tron? If you're going to say Enchantress, let me introduce you to the card Oblivion Stone. Tron is kind of great. You're not wrong. Should break out the Khans at some point soon. I would imagine that modern Tron does in fact destroy Legacy Enchantress, yes. I'm glad to have that opinion agreed with. Tron can beat Tron. It's true, the mirror is Tron's worst matchup. Oh, is this blue-white? Interesting. Regardless, this hand's probably a keep. It's like pretty mana heavy, but you can kind of find what you need. Oh, blue-white would have won against Tron, is true. Blue-white, I do believe, honestly believe that blue-white is favoured against Tron. I believe our results have indicated that on stream too. I know that's a contentious viewpoint, but... Oh. Huh. Maybe we don't die next turn. If we don't die next turn, we can go get the Grafdigger's Cage. Does that mean we're meant to trophy? When I was playing Tron, I was beating blue-white, and when I was playing blue-white, I was beating Tron. Though, in my defense, I skewed both those decks to beat the other one. So... I think it's my fault for overzealous deck building. Yeah, I had the Breakers. I also had the main deck Emrakul, which is like the single best card against blue-white. It's so hilarious. If you play it correctly, they just can't beat it. I think I'm just meant to do this. Try and buy myself a turn to go find the cage. It's really funny. Lots of people seem to think... I've had blue-white players say that they reckon Emrakul's not actually that good against them. At least pre-board when they have lots of Wraths in. It's not been my experience. My experience has been that do I do this before they can draw a remand, or do I try and do this when they're comboing off? It's so tough. It's also like a storm count. I don't think that's too relevant. My experience has been that Emrakul is amazing against them, but you have to play it like really smartly. Yeah, I think Emrakul is extremely good against them, but you need to be really smart with how you play it. Like, there are times where your only play in hand is an Emrakul and you just don't cast it. You just wait for like 4 turns with your Emrakul in hand. Because casting it doesn't do anything. Because they don't have anything on board for you to take advantage of. But once they have Planeswalkers on board, then suddenly the Emrakul is good. I have no idea what the timing on this is. It's really awkward. I'm hoping they just go for like an end of turn gifts nonsense pile here. I'm gonna do this now before they can draw a remand, I guess. I guess this is probably the correct timing. I feel like if they're smart, they know we have a Grafdigger's Cage and they'll play around it when they go for the kill anyway. Please don't kill me. Thank you. That's a really nice draw. Means we can start dumping artifacts in play. Right, gonna run the same plan, I think, of trying to grab a cage here. And doing it in such a way that they get less draws towards remands. There we go. So the Cajun play, it's going to be pretty hard for them to go for it. We're not out of the woods yet. They could have a repeal or something like that main deck. But things are looking good for us. Yeah, repeal or 1 Warrens. That's true, they can go off without the graveyard sometimes, but they're not going to have too much time to set that up, I'd hope. Let's cast the Lantern. Get some info before we cast the Stirrings. I guess I'm silly, I was meant to mill myself. I was not paying enough attention there. I forgot I had Shredder. That was very poor. I do not want the Glimmervoid, so I can fire off the Stirrings to dig past it. Right, this means we don't have Whir held up. But I think I just want to get both Shredders online. It's still not clear what we'd be worrying for. Probably Bridge. For the either Bridge for the Electromancer or Witchbane Orb to lower the chance we die. Ultimately, we want to get both of those, but I don't think I'm at. Yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna upkeep Whir for Bridge because I don't want to draw this, and I think we're at the point where we need a Bridge to stop natural Grape Shot kills, and then we can start working towards our Witchbane Orb. See ya, lassie. Sleep well. It's good having you here. We need to have a remand, I guess. I feel like they would have remanded the Whir earlier if they had one, though. Lantern is not a terribly good draw. Probably just meant to hit the Serum Visions instead. Oh, they literally have a Scalding Tarn to play. I'm just going to draw the Lantern. It's not like the end of the world. There are worse things to draw. Right, next turn the Inquisition can clear the way to make sure that we're actually safe. Strip a Grape Shot from their hand or something. Might as well mill this since it's going to draw into the card underneath it anyway. Oh boy. That is terrifying. Glad we have the second Lantern right now. They're casting Gifts in response. Then we just put the Repeal in the graveyard. Off the Gifts. So I think this is fine. It's pretty. No, we have the Lantern to protect us from if they try to opt into the Repeal. Okay. Put Serum Visions. Oh, actually, Serum Visions is the least scary one because it doesn't hide info from us. So put these two in the yard. It plays into our mill rocks better for us too. Yeah, slight hides info, exactly. I guess I'm letting them draw this rather than sacking the backup Lantern. Alright. I think if we make it through this turn, we're probably favoured. We do have to make it through this turn. Yep. This is scary. Yeah, if they hit the repeal, we die. Or Shroskvam it. I'm pretty scared. Jeez, this is so terrifying. There's another grape shot. I wonder if I need to shuffle the grape shot. I think I do. Okay. You pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. What is this life? How are we alive? Wow, the hand sucks. I guess they have a gifts ungiven. It's pretty scary, but alright, like strictly, I know it's not strictly correct to mill the Serum Visions. Still gonna do it. Remand. God, I wish they'd stop showing cards that like mostly matter but not entirely, like this. Like they get to cycle this to draw a card at any point they want is the problem. So I think I'm just meant to mill it. Okay, that's a bad one. It's just the repeal that really matters, but half their deck draws towards the repeal. Luckily, if they show us a bunch of cantrips, they actually make their deck more dense with rituals at least. You like to resolve dangerously. Oh my god. They have a Mana Morphos left. So this draws a Barol. Oh my god, that's... Please don't scry into something good. That's an Electromancer, that's a bad one. They have a Mana Morphos in hand. I think I just want to have all my Shredders up on their next turn. The Lantern is not such a bad draw that I want to get rid of it. It like actually does a reasonable amount here. Okay. Hey there, Reftus. Good to see you. Right. Yeah, Lantern's fine. Exactly, it's a fine draw. Now that they only have a Mana Morphos in hand that we care about, we can mill ourselves. Try and find a Witchbane Orb or more mill rocks. That's perfect. Imagine drawing cards. I could just get Witchbane Orb. I feel like it's fine just to get a mill rock though. The only cantrip in their hand is one that doesn't hide info from us, so... we could remove all curses. We could in fact do such a mighty thing. Alright, I'm just going to continue developing what I've got on my side, rather than like trying to end the game here. So I still don't feel like 100% safe. Oh, what's the decision, Riftus? Alright, Witchbane Orb should seal this. Yeah, opponent agrees. Cool. Game 1. That was a bit intense. Right, my sideboard is way different from when I last played this matchup. I think the Storm decks have changed like a little bit from when since last I went, so when I last played this too. What cards are bad? Pithing Needle was heinous. It's like nothing. Trophy is pretty terrible. Spellbomb is like mostly bad. We might end up keeping it because it can kill an Electromancer, but Cage is great. I think Surgical is pretty good. Probably just want a second. I'm actually not sure how many Unmoored Egos we want. I feel like post-board they're a bit more resilient to this card. And having too many could make us randomly die to empty the Warrens. Because we might not be able to get our hand empty for bridge. So I don't think I want to go overboard on this. It's really hard to know what like stuff to board in to protect our cards. Because the interaction they play can vary a lot. I think a Braid is the most common one we'd care about though. So I can probably just bring in both jars. Like at least a jar. I think I like this. At least until we know more about their list. I think Leyline is not actually good against them. Weirdly. Even Witchbane Orb gets like quite a bit worse post-board because they board away from Gifts Ungiven slightly. Potentially. I don't know. You're playing a 60-person player modern tournament which sends first place to a GP of their choice at Saturday. You're choosing between Hollow One and Mardu Pyro. I think Mardu Pyro is not terribly well positioned at the moment. And I think Hollow One's just like generally always a good deck. So if I was in your position, I would probably just play Hollow One. Yeah, it seems like chat's on like a similar page. Okay, I'm just gonna Inquisition. See what's going on before we cast any of our garbage. Wow. So aggressive. Okay. Interesting. I've not seen Spellburst and Stormboards before, that's sweet. It is targeting them for the info. I think I just want to cycle this now, so I have as much info of my own as possible too. Blood Moon. What? That's actually really weirdly good against me. Yeah. That's fair. I think they're both like... Wow, they just have 2 Blood Moons. I think they're both like perfectly respectable decks to take along. It is true that the creature decks are like pretty popular on paper right now. What do I take? Do I just have to like try and ignore Blood Moon all game long to leave them with 2 dead cards? Except that I can't cast Whir of Invention. No, I think I'm gonna try and ignore the Blood Moon. Red hand. I think we can work through this Blood Moon. I don't think the Blood Moon actually matters that much. Weirdly. I guess we have to try not to draw too many coloured spells, but once we got Lantern down, that shouldn't be too challenging. Desperate Ritual, Blood Moon, resolves. I think I'm not going to crack this Bauble yet. I actually don't want to draw cards at the moment. So I don't want to risk drawing a coloured spell. Okay, Pyxis is a really good draw. Just gonna let them draw this land. I guess I can get info before I let them draw the land. Huh. See what my next card is after the Pyxis. It's a bridge, so the creatures don't matter. I'm just gonna let them draw this. I believe my plan now... I guess rituals still do something for them. For the sake of casting gifts, is the problem. So I probably have to let them draw the Spire Bluff. Problem is, how am I beating their gifts? What is their gifts going to be? If they have 3 ways to remove artifacts, like, I guess that's fine. Yeah, whatever. They can have the stupid Spire Bluff Canal. So we have to avoid drawing coloured spells, but as long as we do that and keep them off like cantrips, we should be pretty good. Okay. So I'm just gonna draw that and not take any risks. Ooh, Mox Opal lets me cast most of my spells, that's really nice. Leave a ritual. Pyretic. I think I just want to draw this Mox Opal so that I can actually cast spells more easily. I can mill all the future Mox Opals. Yeah, I guess my feeling is like My feeling has always been like, you see players like Martin User win so much of Hollow 1 that it feels like it can't just be randomness because of how much players like him win with it. Yeah, we don't have a Decay in our deck at the moment though, Prometheus. The only thing we can't cast is Whir, currently. Which is like a pretty sad one to not be able to cast, but I guess I could just fire this off now. Have like max info in my next turn. Also have potential Pyxis activation if there's a bad card underneath the stirrings. I'm gonna fire off the gifts, yep, so they don't want the ritual. Kind of sad to get emptied with Whir in hand, yeah. We're gonna try and avoid drawing Whir, if we can help it. So we have to put, oh, Jesus. Yeah, we just die, I guess. Maybe this plan was wrong. Maybe I just had to keep them off mana. I guess that wouldn't have worked in practice. The way things played out. I don't know. This is rough. Just gonna lose our whole board. They're still playing Shattering Spree too. Lots of decks have stopped playing Shattering Spree. And just play like Abrades now, because Abrade's good against spirits, but obviously the Shattering Spree is busted here. It'd probably be unbeatable, I assume. Yeah, I guess Squirmet. It probably is. You're probably right. Yeah. Wonder if I can just like concede. This feels mostly over. I'll try and hit Surgical. That's smart, red hand. I didn't think of that. I'm not used to having Surgical on my list. That's an excellent point. Oh wait, we're not even going to have green mana post Spree. Yeah, I'm just moving on with this. Move on to game 3. We're not even going to have green mana, like, so even if we draw a bridge for goblins, we're still just going to die to them, I think. They kept all their gifts against me, seemingly. It might like make Leyline better. It might also just like put more of an emphasis on tutoring for this instead. Bringing in Leyline when they're bringing in Blood Moon sounds incredibly awkward. Just gonna run it back. Seems fine. I have to actually lead on Fair instead of Glimmervoid, even though it doesn't let me double discard next turn. Because otherwise they could Shattering Spree the Lantern to kill the Glimmervoid. Oh, cut one Whir against Moon. That's smart free. That's probably correct, to be honest. Whir is a pretty bad draw for us. Right, so they have 2 Discount Bears, an Opt, and 2 Rituals. So we just take the Opt, and then their hand does nothing. Scalding Tarn, deal. Definitely have a Scalding Tarn. You. Gross. Hopefully the Stirrings finds a mill rock for us, so we can get rid of this. I guess there's no pressure to get rid of it. We can technically just Thoughtseize it, right? We can actually just Thoughtseize it, and that's fine. Yeah, we can just Thoughtseize it next turn, you're correct. If they cast it, we still get to take a card. So I think I'm just grabbing the Glimmervoid. I don't particularly want to grab an Opal, because when they kill one of these, the Opal won't be live. Even though the Opal's like some insulation against Blood Moon. Okay. I really wish this Inventors Fair made coloured mana right now. It would make me feel a lot more safe, because it would mean I could Thoughtseize and Whir in the same turn. As it is, they're going to get, I believe, a blind draw. Yeah, they're going to get a blind draw. I mean, we'll see what it is, but it could just end the game, potentially. Yeah, that's true bears, that's another reason, for sure. I guess we still get to fire off the Ego if there's a good card on top, actually. So it's not the end of the world, because the Ego would reshuffle. Goblin, Electromancer, deal. I guess the Goblin beats are a bit real at this point, but it's fine. I'm going to reshuffle myself because I think that Mox is a pretty bad draw. Surgical, also not a great draw. Alright, the Goblin beats are getting a bit perilous. How many radar? We don't know anything about their list currently. Post-board, we haven't seen their post-board configuration. With an extraction effect. I'm unsure if I want to fire this off. The Goblin actually gives them a decent clock is the problem. But it's also a safe card. As long as we can find a bridge in time. Hey there, Alessia. Good to see you. How's the lanterning been? It's been going pretty well. I think we're currently like 6-3, which is not amazing, but I've been enjoying it a lot. I missed Lantern. What am I meant to do here? Yeah, I can upkeep worse so that I don't draw a surgical, that is true. I'm just wondering if I meant to ego them, and if so, what do I name? I don't know how big an issue this Goblin is the problem. So they're going to hit me to 14, and then they're going to have a free turn clock. We're going to be worrying for a mill rock. That's going to put us to 13. And then we have like 3 turns to find a bridge, whilst also keeping them under control. Whereas if I let them draw the Goblin, I have like 5-ish turns instead of 3-ish turns. I think I'm just meant to pass the turn, but the Goblin is non-zero scary. If it sped up the clock just the tiniest bit more, I think I would just cast the Ego for the reshuffle, but yeah, I can't think of the best name either. It seems like they left in some number of gifts against us, so gifts is potentially a good name. That card is obviously pretty problematic. Past in Flames. We found a card we have to mill, I guess. We have to exile, rather, Pyxis. Right, upkeep. I'm gonna tap the Lantern, it's a bit risky, but if I draw a Trinket, I want to be able to cast it. Another Whir. It's kind of good, I guess. Might be a bit slow. It costs us a life, too. Which is scary. But it can get a bridge, actually. Yeah, so we do want the Whir, because it can get a bridge. Alright, I just have to get rid of this Past in Flames. Hope they don't hit anything good here. It's scary, but if they draw that, they get to run off the Abrade to answer a bridge. Yeah, I'm not too scared of empty. Ancestral Vision, what the hell? Their list is so wild. They're drawing a freaking Blood Moon too. So I can't get bridge this turn. Right, I cannot get bridge this turn. I can't let them draw the Blood Moon, so I guess I'm activating this now before my draw step. Yep. Now I can get bridge. I couldn't let them draw the Blood Moon, was the problem. That's why I couldn't get bridge. But now I can. We're gonna have to fade this Ancestral Vision hitting anything good later, but we're kind of clawing our way back. Obviously we also only have 3 minutes, so I'm gonna stop talking soon and focus on this game. Codex Shredder, perfect. Actual best draw. Might actually be the actual best draw, honestly. Right, I wish I knew what was in their deck. I think I'm still just firing off this Unmoored Ego anyway. I guess it reshuffles the Steam Vents, which is like kind of an issue. Whatever. I don't think we have enough time to look through this properly, but I'll take a moment. They have another Ancestral Vision, one Abrade, one Grape Shot, one Shattering Spree. Cool. This is as bad if they reveal specifically Past in Flames on top. They reveal specifically Past in Flames on top. I'm not meant to Pyxis. Okay. I just want to Thoughtseize this Grape Shot, I think. Thanks, Fletcher. I'm not going to actually have time to look at that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a weird Modo bug. It is. Very odd Modo bug. Actually, just... yeah, I'm gonna mill this. Sure. It's like way worse because it doesn't let me activate Fair and go get a mill rock this turn, but I guess. Oh my god, this is so the bug is so obnoxious right now. This is actually slowing down how fast I can do things. Alright. Blood Moon repeal, so I'm dead. Cool. They drew repeal, so I'm dead. The Ancestral Vision is so good. If we fade on that Ancestral Vision, we're like 98% to win the game or something, but fading on a draw free with Lantern is obviously pretty tricky against their deck when their whole deck is cantrips. Another 3-2. Heartbreaking. Lost to Storm too, which is, I think, a really good matchup. Ooh. This is a nice one though. These opens.